Thank you for the email.
Yes.
Very much. Because I did not notice that. So really appreciate the reminder. All right. So we'll call our August BPAC meeting to order. To get the agenda pulled up, I believe public comment. I haven't seen anything come through. Is there any public comments submitted? To my knowledge, not since retreat. I don't even think prior to that. So okay, all right. We had a great retreat. Really appreciate the speaker from Carrie. I felt like, you know, not 100% you know, replicatable now yet. But certainly I think she did a lot of work and put in a lot of effort to make things as applicable to Mebane as possible. So I really appreciated that. I feel like we had some really good discussions, circulated the meeting summary with the meeting minutes that were sent out earlier this week. Any edits to those? Any suggested changes? I'm gonna do the silences acceptance. Any objections to approval of the July 13th retreat meeting summary? So I think, do we have? Yeah. All right. We had some updates on some of our discretionary funds in the retreat.
Yes, so during the retreat, we talked about the price per
Yeah.
unit for the roadway signs. We've included that total cost 16 and soon to be purchased. And then the public works director estimates it could cost as much as $3,500 to install the ramp at the entrance to the Greenway on Corregidor. That is under state maintenance, so we would need to go through the encouragement process with DOT.
Okay.
Hopefully it wouldn't be too significant because of existing sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then I asked about any plans for welcome signs at the Greenway. Our public works director has been thinking about signs and had recently been in Wake County and we thought that town carrying coming up have, you know, simple signs that mimic Mebane colors. So that's what he was leaning toward. We
Okay.
not went out and got quotes or anything like that, but just a simple sign of, you know, Mebane at the top, Greenway, clearly identified. And then I do not know what it would cost to do an artistic bike track, but that was mentioned as well.
Sure.
So
Yes.
You would be pursuing one or the other.
Right. Yeah, because you feel like welcome signs would be at least that.
I think so.
I mean,
So
I didn't think the curb ramp would be that much.
he put an in-house rate and a contracted rate. Contracted rate.
just to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I have two other suggested locations if this one worked out.
On the Greenway or at other spots?
At other spots around,
Oh, okay.
just to give people access to coming off of sidewalks and onto streets. Slow traffic.
And other spots could be less or more expensive depending on the existing slope and all that.
I know that the other end of the Greenway was brought up in the public comment that was submitted about this, but there's no curb there. It's just grass. So
And it dumps you out onto Third.
yeah, that's not okay. I can't remember if we talked about that, but I was walking it the other day.
So, Debbie's hopeful to do signs, didn't have any money specifically budgeted for signs. So I was thinking it would probably work out, at some point in this budget year, but if y'all want to contribute to that, it ends up costing more.
Okay.
But he could definitely assist in covering the rest of the cost. He didn't know how many we were discussing, and I was like, at least two.
But I think when we extend to fifth to third to fifth, there's got to be something that as you're leaving, you see, oh, I need to walk up the sidewalk and turn left, right? So like, I think whether that could be a part of that project, maybe.
Yeah, I could see one easily on Third. One in Reagan. And either Giles, however you want to pronounce it, is probably fine. First to second. Maybe, just so you know that it does, you can get to it either way.
Yeah.
So the question is, can we, for me, with this, can we create said artistic bike rack and have it produced before funds need to be spent?
So we would need to have a purchase order in place by May. Ideally, they're spent, but I think, yeah, it's possible.
I like that concept more for raising awareness and community building, and like I just think it would really but also one that could be potentially contentious. I don't know. So, you know, I mean, anytime you have anything designed, it could, you know, like, but that said, I still think that's like personally, I would lean towards that. And then lean towards the greenway signage, maybe when we get the additional section added, but
Do you have an idea in mind as for location
for the,
for this artistic bike rack?
it's,
New parklet
Yeah.
downtown near Farm Bureau.
Oh, okay. Right
So they
there.
there's the tables there,
Yeah.
yeah, people eat breakfast there. Spring.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, they're right
Yeah,
there,
people are using it, I think,
yeah,
self-included.
yeah.
I just sit there and look weird.
So keeping that, does that though keep the existing bike rack next to Lou's,
Yeah.
but just have an additional option?
I know in the past they talked about could do a contest.
Yeah.
I mentioned like trains or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And we could definitely have conversations with the downtown group.
Okay.
To see if they have any strong interest or.
I would be willing to bet, because when we talked about doing the contest, that was before the downtown group was really
Kind of like
ready.
created, yeah,
And now I think they're more invested in fitting downtown
yes,
more
Yeah.
aggressively.
Yeah.
So they would have some,
what's the group that helped us paint the parklet? It was like creative.
Well, the shop downtown is also creativity. I
That's what it
think
is.
they have like a local artist group. It's like Evan something, it's an acronym.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I like that, like getting maybe their, at a minimum, their council.
Yeah.
To maybe narrow down, or like the group narrowing down to 3. I love the concept of having the community vote. But I think we do need to get like some, like engineering feasibility.
Yeah.
Like we have it designed and then we get somebody who's gonna actually do the work, like
it's gonna be,
will this be structurally sound, and can you know, can we get, you know, a certain number of bikes on it, that kind of stuff. So, and then like put it out as it's not a contest, but just like a big.
We could also provide like, basically it's a standard bike rack and you can propose modifications to it or artistic, you know, so it still has like 12 spots for bikes, but you can just do whatever around it.
You're just gonna like
You know.
weld.
Yeah,
something.
I mean, most of them
to
are
it.
just
Okay.
some version of that.
Okay, that sounds more cost effective.
Yeah, and also doesn't provide like an open-ended sort of structure, just like some.
It's gonna be this side and this thing. as long as it has bars between the slots for the bikes, you can make the bars thinner or thicker. But
Yeah.
they have to be in these like width
Yeah.
gaps.
So some guidance,
Yep.
design guidelines.
Yep.
I like that. Get something that's more feasible.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have like kids design it or something,
Yeah.
you know, like,
I think you're just like, okay, I'm not gonna make 30 modifications to this. Hope they still.
and then
think
it
it's
doesn't
what
look
they-
anything like what they actually designed. Yeah.
Kids menu,
Yeah.
dragon or something.
Yeah.
Or trains with wheels this big.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen those like engineers that try to make bicycles like children draw?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Too.
So this is reminding me of that.
Yeah.
Are you looking for ideas, these bike racks or,
Yes.
and tying into Nevin itself?
The
I have
concept.
Something brewing. in
Oh,
my
okay.
work.
You wanna put your entry in? Yeah.
So,
Let's
I'm
do it.
very biased to this, but
Okay.
my dad's worked at Kingsdown for 45 years, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a bed frame
Yeah.
and incorporate something to do with Kingsdown.
Yeah, yeah.
Time history of that,
Yeah.
but that's just an idea, and sort of like a bike rack in itself.
Yeah.
So,
The shape itself. Yeah.
right,
I think we wanted to involve downtown because we want there to be some. We didn't do that enough when we did the permit and there was a lot of feedback from that. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. So I like that, definitely like that connection. And I know there's been some, emotion around,
Yeah,
the property being, torn down and now,
them tearing down.
right, what they're gonna, what they're not gonna be able to use, and yeah, so. So that'd be pretty cool. Who, would mind reaching out to our contact at the downtown? What is the official name?
Are you talking about impulsive creativity?
No, I think I would rather start at the like.
Or the whole down.
Right, exactly.
So you're thinking more like
Because-
Steve?
So
What's her
I'm
name?
happy to reach out to Laura Schaefer.
Laura, that's her name. I met with her, but I could not remember her name. Okay, yeah,
And see if she would prefer like for y'all to come to one of their meetings.
yes, okay,
Yeah.
okay, that'd be cool. Thank you.
Cause I think we're gonna have to reach out to her.
Yeah, I think that's a first start. I do think we have enough time. Just at least to get the PO. We don't necessarily need to have production complete, but that timing. Actually, we'll do the unveiling in May. So, okay, all right.
So we'll pursue the signs, like her grant and
Yeah,
the bike rack.
And we may have them if the curb ramp comes in under.
yeah, if we can get both of those items. Like at least just more ballpark locked in, we could do. We could do stickers, we could supplement some of the things around the campaign. Those have been very,
we also saw a decent amount of stickers.
the design stickers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's-
okay, cool.
Have opportunities to give themselves.
Who usually?
I usually just, coerce people when I'm in trackside.
Okay, cool. Just like in a public spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort
Here
of
you go.
lay 'em out.
Look, put this on your bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we have a plan. And a subsequent plan for extras.
I have not, asked you, James, about your map, and had questions on it. So that's-
Right.
So, but James and Courtney have provided input on where the chair is over just. With the last one. If discretionary funds and placed, to give guidance to public works.
New laptop? You're like,
Adobe now. It's gonna-
Should, like, if you mean for best experience, you should at least give me an option to close that window. Now you just need
yeah, right?
for the ability to view it at all.
Oh.
There's gotta be a way to get past.
Do an interpretive dance of where the sheriffs are.
No, just stop it, it's not. Yeah.
So this was my actual route.
So, question I had, James. I thought we were going to the East Jackson from 8th. But then you had it cross the 5th twice, and I was like, well. do we
Both
wanna
sides,
do
I mean,
that?
I take even more issues with just this whole route.
Okay.
Just because it going from first to get to fourth, but crossing fifth and third to get to eighth and crossing it again. Just seemed a little bit ostentatious.
Yeah, the original one I thought was it would only cross 5th once, and then it'd go 8th, and then it'd get on East Washington this way.
Okay, see, I didn't take that. That was,
Okay,
so that can totally be,
so, but were you still concerned? I know this is always a concern. That-
yeah, that was my only concern. Was
Right.
when I was coming back across fifth to get to
Is that
downtown.
McKinley? Where you're crossing Fifth?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's easy to remedy. Because I was more concerned trying to get people, like you said, out to Washington and out away from the town, or
Yeah.
from Tanger to
Mhm.
the Greenway on Eighth,
Yeah,
which I didn't really map out.
and then we have to be careful, once we get a certain bit down, top 8, we're in DOT territory.
Right.
So,
Which
think
is
that's-
part of why I didn't map it out.
yeah,
So I didn't know where that demarcation was.
Is there a way to get like more permanent, like broad permission for doing stuff like that on the DOT areas? Cause I feel like I hear that a lot in these meetings at this point, where it's like, we need to wait on DOT. Is there something we can request that will allow us to do more without having to request again?
I think they want to review anything and everything.
That makes
Be like
sense, but I
broad
just
standard.
wanted to see if there.
Yeah.
You knew of.
It's not no, it just takes. time.
Yeah, exactly. That's the issue. And I'm trying to like save on that.
I did thought we were gonna talk to them at some point or something.
Like
Maybe
if we can get
Some
someone
kind of-
that basically went to a course they offered to get approval to do these things, then.
Yeah, I had reached out to someone after a retreat and haven't heard back. He's still fairly new, so.
Cool. Sam, I'm not.
So.
What's his name?
Sometimes it depends on like how well they like you. For some
Yeah.
reason, Burlington Graham always bubbles up to the top of whatever DOT wants. Everything west,
I'm not surprised by that.
So, you would also take your bike to the Crawford Yoder route. So. I didn't count the number.
And I tried to designate, if you clicked onto each one, it would tell you whether it was on the left side or right side. Because they're placed at what I perceive would be blind spots where vehicles would not be able to see a bike.
Just reminders.
That seems like, based on what you suggest, that we might do both, the number that we have.
Well, especially if all I have to do is get people out to Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, that eliminates 2 or 3.
Like those Crawford ones would be so nice. There's been more and more families with their kids and stuff walking around on Crawford, and it's a narrow street. And people like to haul like really fast on there. So it would also, this is another thing, like, I don't know if it's unreasonable to try to get like 25-mile-an-hour speed limits on some of these.
I thought everything downtown was 20.
I don't know if we're in downtown. it's a lot of people on that, like 35 unless otherwise marked, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
5 in our neighborhood, which that's a lot.
I even had some thoughts when I was writing this. I was like, why is Crawford the designated way
Yeah.
for walkers and bikes to get to school?
Because it's narrow.
I could see,
There's also no sidewalk, like
Yeah.
at all.
right,
So that's kind of strange.
I could see on,
Car,
is it Carr or Ruffin?
yeah, just south of it.
Mhm.
Car's got a, at least just west of First Street, Car's got a sidewalk.
Is the school determining that route? I know that when we were
I
at.
don't know. That's right.
Okay.
I was gonna say, maybe like, I know cars travel slower and more carefully on narrow roads, that might be part of it.
But if you're,
But they don't have sidewalks, that's weird.
Yeah.
So maybe like we should get a sidewalk. I know we can't do that, but maybe we should ask council about getting a sidewalk there.
So
I actually thought Ruffin,
sidewalk has
We
to
can.
be board.
Okay.
That's how we met Casey.
That's how, yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So we did Saturday morning, knock on the door, survey about sidewalk, and everyone said, yes,
Not on my
it's,
side.
it's on the other side.
Well, that won't work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and I
it,
think at first we were the same way, but you know what, we live in a society.
We'll take it.
I'd take it in our yard if we had to.
Mm.
It's work, but it's hard to convince people.
I wonder what it would take to convince them. Would they do it for $100? That's not a high expense in terms of the sidewalk.
Yeah, I don't know, it's a good
I
question.
don't know if that's it.
Yeah.
There's a city policy.
It's not on each, I know that.
Okay.
You can pay people for use of their land.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
I wonder if we case it in, this is going to be a designated walk to school route.
Yeah,
Could we get sidewalks? I want, if you
if we spend more,
position it in a, this is helping kids in the
that's
community.
only, yeah, if you position it where you're not like, we're just putting the sidewalk here. No, with the sidewalk's genuinely used
Yeah,
and everyone needs it.
yeah.
you had any change in neighbors recently?
Let's see, since then, yeah, actually, well.
On your side?
Yes,
We need a yes on your
Yeah.
side.
yeah, but it's I'd say it's absentee, the guy, Richard, passed away. But his family's gonna probably onto that. Forever.
So that usually goes.
Yeah.
But if they're not living there, they won't care about the sidewalk.
Right. Yeah, otherwise, there's another family with a child who's in a chair, so that seems like that would be pretty nice for them as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it'd be really nice.
The last house beyond them is a rental, and there's a couple of kind of like skip lots that are just empty lots owned by
I'm gonna say if
a
it's,
hospital neighbor.
Yeah,
if it's a rental, the landlord won't care either. It'd be, the tenants might care. They don't have to say.
but does it make sense to get, to steer people that want to walk, like maybe over to Ruffin? Because it's more of a direct route for bikes and peds to get into the school.
I don't think that's a bad idea. Ruffin, though, like I think maybe a lot of the Crawford motivation to use it is also the 4th through 2nd Street neighborhoods up there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because that's a big drain,
more centrally
big
located.
drain of folks coming from those streets.
Yeah.
They're pretty complicated streets back there.
how safe is Ruffin in terms of drivers?
Well, Ruffin has a full sidewalk.
It does, but
Downtown.
like if we're talking like if both, like assuming both had sidewalks, which would you rather go down?
Ruffin is wider open. You have better sight lines.
Okay,
So that particular ride, I ended up kind of riding into Yoder and then riding back down Ruffin
yeah,
just to get a better view of.
I do recall from the time my kids were at South Mendon, there were designated routes. The school designated
Determined
routes for walking and biking. So if you were gonna walk or bike to school, they said, go this way. So it might be worth reaching out to the Yoder principal.
Is that part of the safe routes to school?
I think it's just a drop off best practices. So like, and it made sense for South Mendon because they didn't want them coming in on Third.
Sure.
That was it. It was like, come in on Fourth don't come in on Third.
Which, yeah, makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. And it was with the flow of traffic coming into the car drop off as opposed to against the flow as cars were leaving. Which they leave on Third, they come in. So like it was, you know, I mean. I occasionally would see somebody walking in Third, but for the most part, all the
People kind of like figured it.
Yeah,
I would say that Ruffin's more appealing.
If we can just get it shifted,
Yeah, but it does take you also under kind of like the busy part of
yeah,
119 or First Street there.
yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about. Are you crossing more busy streets? Is traffic moving faster there?
Yeah, on First Street, it just tends to people just go around the corner at West Graham and First and gun it.
I happen to know the Yoder principal personally,
Oh,
so
cool.
I could shoot her text, be like, hey, we don't, let's,
Be
I would
interesting.
rather, because I could see her saying, hey, like, that's, you know, cars are coming in down Clay and coming in, whatever that name of that.
It's good, it's a good point because
You
the
know, like,
teachers and the principals know traffic patterns.
Exactly,
what they do
yeah.
Better than
yeah,
us.
and they
Yeah.
know what they don't want.
What they're avoiding.
Yeah. All right, I'll shoot her a note and, she'll most likely be very responsive. So I don't think we need to like.
Do we want, are we waiting on the sheriffs until we find that out then?
I think if we could get, like, I'll just ask the question, hey, do you have a designated, or a preferred bike and walk route to the school?
Yeah.
And I mean, usually they have maps, so like if she does, she can just send it to me and then we can match that up against this and.
Let's just clarify, that would be shifting your, I guess, your two. So shifting your two Yoder route through the West Russian Street.
I think we're gonna wait to see what the
If-
principal,
wait
yeah,
to see what-
says. Yeah, exactly, because I could see if cars are coming in. I mean, that's essentially that road right there is the road right in front of the school. If you're coming down Ruffin and then you're having bikes turn right on with traffic, I can see them saying it. But
Dang, I was just not to split hairs, but you're just thinking about Ruffin Street, like if you kind of protect that with Sharrows just on the backside of downtown, then you're also creating a safer access to downtown via bike. So
Yeah,
it's kind of a,
It
you're
does.
starting to kind of shield the downtown area with some access, which
Yeah.
to me seems strategically
Yeah.
appealing.
So I was wondering, what else were you considering besides the school trip?
sure,
True this.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I always have, I'm just naturally have an eye for bike and ped access.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my general thought process whenever I'm looking at any infrastructure. But I had not thought about the point she brought up about if the principal or teachers have
Yeah,
specific
yeah.
routes they want kids to
It
follow.
makes sense if they do, for sure. It's like car backs up with like drop off and pick up.
But they,
Yeah.
You don't want to ride down that street.
more of the reason Ruffin occurred to me for ped and bike access was because it is a direct shot into the school's entrance.
Yeah,
Going,
Yeah.
once you
Yeah.
cross Wilbur versus having to.
so where all the cars are at too.
she's a principal. Clear on the other one. Changes we make.
The other one. Eliminating.
Yeah.
This down Jackson, so,
That's easy.
yeah. Do you think there's, we'll have to steer clear of putting anything in Washington that's not maintained by the city, but would you want anything closer to that intersection?
Yes, because that's it drops down towards Washington, so you get a blind hill when you're coming up. If you turn off of Washington onto 8th. Coming the other direction, that's kind of what you see, that little one on 8th that's not on the
There's
actual
no
route.
red line.
That one right
You
there.
probably need to post the, that you had up before, it's probably refocused.
And just clarify, so now you're getting rid of that East Jackson Streets.
Yes.
another for the school might be where the bike racks are placed. Like, where are they around the school? Because they might be behind the school.
But does the front of the school face?
Front of the school faces, that
The
road that I didn't know the name of.
Faces east. I can't remember the street either. It's
It's just a short little,
Charles.
But we do have.
Yeah.
A crosswalk right here.
yeah, we do. Oh, yeah, and we have one on the other end.
Yeah, because that was where we put the
This is.
So sidewalk, yeah.
crosswalk and the sidewalk extension.
All right, I'll lay it out.
Crosswalks.
Nice.
Question that came up for me randomly, but I feel like it kind of ties in with this. Is there, as a resource, is there like a spot where all the NC bike routes are posted? Like, it would be cool to sort of zoom in on Mebane and show how those come through town and where they go to from town. Because talking about Washington being DOT domain,
Yeah,
does make me think of those bike route signs that are just, out in the country or whatever.
Yeah, there are two
They're
bike routes that go through that.
Are there good maps to
Yes.
go check those out? To the website?
This looks like NCDOT has one right here.
Okay, cool.
and remind me, the signage placement is, it's 1-to-1 signage to Sharrow, and it's next to it or staggered? What did we,
Next to it,
okay.
as long as it doesn't interfere with other signage.
Yes, okay. All right.
I'll probably go ahead and send maps to Public Works. They were going to also assess like with the pavement sign, make sure there weren't gonna be any issues with placement,
Mhm.
and then we'll get the signs ordered while they're doing that, so they can install it.
Excellent, thank you.
Something.
We can do some more social on Sharrow's and the signs. Because it'll be new approach for some people.
Seems some spicy discussions,
Yeah.
bikes in the road.
Oh, you have?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mebane. Yeah, it's a good idea. But I once again distanced myself.
All right.
So we have just concluded the public review period for 7/20. Yeah, and the plan development plan, we're still in the process of adoption, so there is still opportunity for the public to comment. We had a more formal way to do that concluded yesterday. So we will have a presentation to our planning board in September. We're hoping that they take action, and then it would move on to our city council. So if you haven't already taken a look at it, it's available. If you have questions or comments.
I guess just what's been the sentiment or, feedback, and as people have reviewed, curious about just not just specific to pet bike stuff, but as you've gotten more input from the community now that the has been posted. What are your thoughts?
There have been like some ideas of incorporating a few more topics. I don't know
Okay.
if it'll be within the scope of this comprehensive plan
Got it.
or of like follow-up studies.
Yes.
Some of it's like very specific.
Got it.
And then I think right now with implementation projects, we have a lot of them.
Yes.
So
Yep.
there's questions around like, how will this happen? What are the priorities? Is there a timeline associated, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I think that conversation is happening at staff level too, as to like with our city manager,
Yeah.
how do we bring this to budget discussion, things of that nature. So we do have a number of implementation projects related to. Some of it, it's, yeah, just echoing what our bike ped plan says for 2024.
She's not aware of any approved routes. She said the sidewalk ends at Carr, so going into Forest Lake is tough. Most of the other streets have sidewalks around the area. And then she said, essentially, it's been the first day of school, so she's going by memory. So I'm gonna ask if we encourage more bikes on Ruffin that cause any heartburn. Yes, here we are again.
Yeah.
It happens every year.
It's just happening.
And we. Do we need to do anything for the booth spot? Or is that even opened up yet? Because it's still a little early.
Yes, that's what I was planning to reach out.
Okay.
So the date is October 4th, it's a Saturday. The event from 10 to 5. So I wanted to check folks' availability.
What day again?
Saturday, October 4th. We'll recommit.
Friday is my birthday. I'm gonna maybe take that day off. So I'll be here Saturday.
You should take a couple in a row.
Yeah.
I'll do morning like I did last time and then go get a massage or something. So yeah, no, I'll be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
We've got soccer games in the morning, so.
Sweet.
Sounds like some availability. So I'll go ahead and reach out and see if there's anything that prevents us from being there, but I think we should be able to. And then the fall events on there as well. It's last November, there was a community bike ride. And I know we talked about some of it.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do there, but
Yeah. I mean, gosh, it's already September. So.
we did it November.
And that was recognition of
The World Day of Remembrance.
yeah,
Victims of
yeah,
trafficking.
yes. Great turnout. I mean, what does everybody think? We just needed to get the police escort. Do you think we'll have sheriffs on the ground by then?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That'd be great.
So we could do those routes. I think the only there was some, it wasn't disappointment, it's just really short. But we also had a bunch of kids, so we didn't want to make it too long.
Yeah.
We can incorporate the greenway this time, that'll be cool,
Is there a way
as long as it's
to
prepared.
have a kid stopping point that have people who came with their kids can go home and then continue on?
Yeah, that's true, yeah, we could do that. I mean, I'm not looking to do,
Yeah.
James level stuff here.
But that's not even my point.
Okay, so I will reach out to Moody.
I don't think he's employed in the city anymore.
Okay, all
Trying to
right.
Figure out.
Oh, yeah, all right, did not know that. All right.
I will say in terms of contacts, so we did, so one of the things that we started launching again is we started doing these as a city.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least internally with staff, is a monthly, or is at least something to be monthly. Mevin NC Vision Zero, action group. And at the meeting this past week, it was me, Chief McKinney, and then it was Lieutenant Underwood. I forget his first name.
Yeah,
So maybe could be a new contact potentially.
cool.
If you need, what I'll do is I'll go and I will get his email. And send it to you, just so I haven't.
The name sounds familiar, like he might have been on some other.
Yeah, I forget what his name is.
What's- Okay, that's not.
Thing. but. don't quote me.
Possibly Larry.
Yeah, possibly Larry.
Possibly Larry Underwood. Seen anything.
Also kind of volunteered for that picture, by the way. I wasn't, kind
Sorry.
of volunteered you for that MC Vision Zero, so.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, that's fine. I was about to say, I mean, if, when I was at,
It is Larry, sorry.
there we go.
You go with your gut.
Yeah, confirmed there. Still won't get out loud until I was very sure.
So that's a monthly meeting.
It's, yeah, it's, we're either gonna do monthly or bi-monthly.
Okay.
I know. No, every other month. Yeah. Which is fine.
Yes.
We,
Not twice a month.
Questions.
Yeah.
Certainly.
That's,
I went to like a summit meeting with them a few months ago.
Okay,
Tried-
nice.
Lieutenant Snell, Jennifer Livers and myself, attended that and we tried to, get DOT,
Mhm.
representative in our pocket, but the line was longer for him to talk to rather than the people that were doing the sessions. So, as you can
Yeah,
imagine, we're still working on that from that side of things.
Okay.
As well.
Well, if it makes sense for me to come to one of those meetings and to them about all the things that we want to do, because I know like Moody was really pushing the enforcement campaign, the crosswalk enforcement campaign and some other things, and I'm not sure how much that was circulated. So I'd be happy to pitch to the top. That makes sense in the context, obviously, of the Vision Zero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've always had really, really good, close, tight relationship with Devin PD.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think that would change.
I hope not. No, I don't. I had a chance to meet the chief at Dogwood and talk to him a little bit. It was good conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just provide a quick little high level overview. For that first meeting, it was mainly focusing on, we were talking a lot about speeding, about the issue of speeding.
Mhm.
And then we were also talking about I forgot, it's like the soft rounds. So those were the two main topics.
I think a good question back to Casey's conversation earlier is where does downtown end? And
Mhm.
where does 25 miles per hour stop
Right. Yeah.
officially?
You're hard pressed to find a speed limit sign around.
I know there's a 25, like right when you're coming into downtown
Yeah.
on Center Street and 70, but
And on Third, I think, there's some 35s, but pretty much once it goes north of Crawford, I think it goes to 35.
All right. So let's say yes to November ride. I plus just wanting to make sure we've got PD escort because
it was nice.
it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for people that aren't comfortable, and if that's the point, right, like getting people out, maybe we even promote that as a part of it, like. Yeah, get more of a critical mass. And that was really like, it was meant to be kind of an entryway into something like that.
Especially even just riding on a road.
Right, yes,
Be like-
yeah, and just getting more visibility of that and. The fact that the PD is supporting that too, so. Yeah. All right. Excellent. All right. Blue screen. Section. What's the update?
The update is that there is no update.
Hey.
Was there going to be an update and the update got canceled?
Not that I'm aware of, but.
Oh, okay, and we just asked about it.
James added it to
I
the
didn't
agenda.
add
Yeah,
about it because
just-
I've ridden by there numerous times and sometimes the tape is there, sometimes the tape is not there. The cones tend to always be there.
Yeah,
And I have seen people just bypass the cones,
Mm.
so I rode out to see what the condition of why
Yeah.
it was closed, and it doesn't seem like it's that serious of
sure.
a section to be repaired. But
But they have the columns there to say if something happens here, city board review, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know any more side?
When we went to assess the damage after the storms and stuff, I think they were more concerned about the structural underneath and stability of this outsides of that pathway.
Yeah.
As far as like any updates, like Mitchell said, I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything from that. The only thing that I know from Public Works side is that they're doing their best to try to keep people and steer people away from that area, but of course, they are only gonna keep an honest person.
Yeah, I was trying to keep an update, just mostly for like kids that want to be able to walk to school.
Mhm.
Cause like I said, I've seen people walking.
Absolutely.
It's not handling the weight of a truck. Yeah, so I got this email, last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I meant to remind Ashley and Mitchell about it a few weeks back because I'd seen another blurb about it. But the step, the NCDOT step is how we get on their radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Projects. And the old adage still holds true. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. The more people we can get. poking
All of
the-
us should be there.
Yeah.
If we can be.
Yes.
This is STIP again. Statewide.
State transportation improvement plan.
Yeah.
So are these, so are these, just so I can understand, so these are proposed projects that people are putting in?
So they already have, it's programmed. So one that shows up in green to our eyes, but it continues to be within their funding cycle because they're paying off debt or whatever else that might be associated with it. So, I think it's great to provide feedback through this process. And but from a staff side, when we go through our metropolitan planning organization, which is Burlington Graham, we submit projects through SPOT, STIP. Submitted, I think 18 highway, 18 bike ped, fewer rail and transit. Trying to do the maximum that they allow us. And then we're competing at a regional level with Burlington and Graham and Elon and Swepsonville and others, to see who scores the best. And then those that score the best are more likely to be submitted to the state.
How does board determine?
Through NCDOT process that is not.
Transparent.
So the BGMPO, they probably understand it better, but we submit to them and they submit it through the whole scoring. So we're like left in the dark, and I've disputed some of the scoring method at different times. So just know that that's also going on in the background too. I do think it's still worth to put things on here.
Yeah.
And the DOT can, in addition to like local government submitting projects, the DOT may also submit projects for the divisions can. And then they, of course, are limited by whatever pot of money is available.
Yeah.
So we're in a division that includes Orange County. So
Do you know if, how like, disaster recovery affects that process? Or does
I
it?
think that's a separate pot of
Okay.
money.
Yeah.
Like when the governor declares state of emergency, that releases money
The
from
federal.
other coffers.
Yeah.
That haven't been already been allocated for DOT projects.
But we should send out this link to everyone.
yeah.
They all have it. You can. As you see, you can
It's the
send
lowest,
every.
it's the lowest of improvement.
Interchange that they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
I think originally that road was supposed to be punched all the way through to, Trollingwood, right?
To where?
Trollingwood, they were gonna punch that road, because there's a hotel or something going in behind Lowe's. So they wanted to extend that entry road all the way over, so that it connected, 119 and Trollingwood.
Yeah, we have a small area plan at Dr. Blake Boys Boulevard plan that shows that, as well.
Do we want to rally for a particular project? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's put all our eggs in one basket as
Do
opposed
we
to,
have an idea?
right? Yeah.
So I don't have a particular one yet. I have a couple that have like blown through my head that are like, I don't even know if that would be good yet, but if we have one solid, something else, let me hear that first.
Yeah.
Love to see like intertown sponsored and supported bike route, like
Mhm.
for example, from Evan to Hillsborough or from Evan to Saxville Hall. To kind of promote like.
Yeah.
Dining and hanging out in multiple towns in one day, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, if the route's established, will take advantage of that. Sure. Yeah, it's just an idea.
And what's the improvement?
The improvement might be something like signage along some of the busier corridors leading Mebane in any direction. Because when you run into, like I was saying, like going west towards Hall River or going south out of town, you've got like Gibson Road. It's kind of a death match down there.
Yeah.
It would be pretty cool to, I don't know if there was some kind of signage or usually a small amount of numbers of users can change the perception of the motor people, you know, like people in cars and stuff that
Yeah.
see bikes around the
Yeah,
road.
sure.
Like, all right, you might be mad for like a couple of weeks, but you're gonna
Once we're used to it, you're
probably
Yeah.
take it easy.
Yeah.
It's like Dairyland.
Yeah.
North Carver.
Yeah.
It's a mecca almost for people to ride out. So
One of my friends from Greensboro said he's been riding more towards Saks and Scarborough lately, just
Yeah.
because of there's more density of bikes that way.
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I wonder if there's a project where we could lower some of the hard density. So that's what I'm thinking. That's the big thing for people feeling comfortable biking. It's how many cars they have to be here and how close they have to be.
And how those parks behave.
My,
Yeah.
my pain point from Evan has always been how to increase pedestrian and bike connectivity south of the interstate.
Yeah.
Because I've been just wrestling with Old Hillsborough Road and how to get people
From Old Hillsborough.
from Old Hillsborough.
Yeah. Because I get a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people recently who have complained about that. My dad lives out that way too. His wife was like, I don't know how to get to the other side of heaven from here walking.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
It's true.
And crossing that bridge is it's doable. You'll get hit if you cross the entrance ramp at the wrong time.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the
Yeah.
drivers did not pay attention.
Yeah, and I cross it, West 10 Mattress Factory
Mhm.
all the time. But that's gonna get busier with the school.
Yeah, it's still dicey and it's like people start picking it up because they're tired of other crossings and
What are the requirements in the comment? Can you just flip through and see like what?
Yeah.
What sizes?
Yep.
Obviously not, so.
We're gonna make this decision right now. And then we're gonna at least get to 5 submissions in there.
I mean, what is, all right,
Do your-
Ashley, this would be a question for you. What is a a consistent pain point from city staff.
Yeah,
Where we've tried, consistently tried to get a bike ped project.
it's been in the DOT no man's land.
Yeah.
So I know off my head, the one we regularly submit is connecting Collins Farms to Evan Oaks.
Going to Pembridge.
Yeah, the
That would
creek.
be multi-use.
Is that that one by the McKays or whatever it is?
Yes.
I think we also talked, if my memory serves me right, I think, 2 meetings ago, I think we talked about
We
that.
did
So
talk about
That was.
Yeah.
Right, because there was some payment in lieu of when they put the McKays in, but that wasn't, from what I remember, she said that wasn't gonna be nearly enough to do the engineering studies to get across the creek.
Yeah, there was also, I talked to Sean Ewing like a month ago. And he was mentioning that when the Buckeyes came in, they agreed to pay some portion of getting that done. That would have bumped up the timeline a lot. Did either of you hear anything about that? Okay,
Seems odd.
that does seem odd. It seemed odd to me when I talked to him, but I might have misunderstood him.
Totally different exit, right? I mean, that's not,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that
Maybe it's a different pedestrian
they
bridge.
filled out some things
Yeah,
that, I know.
Everybody.
Katie Burkholder, yeah, that's, there were some things, but it's not that, yeah.
so either I misunderstood or he misspoke.
Yeah, that project's the one that's worked well enough. Make it like, initially we could submit 18 projects from the MPO and that one's completed. Now it's down to 13.
So it's scored well,
It scored the best out of our Mebane projects.
okay, so that's good.
We also, I think we inputted it as both a highway and a bike project in terms of finishing a multi-use path along Baltimore because we have a little bit of one start here, one's approved here. Then it's, in front of these subdivisions, so there's like bits and pieces of one emerging, but connecting from Mebane Oaks to 19.
Yeah.
Really with the school in mind, with multi-use path, that we can go, so.
Yeah, I don't ride that road unless it's absolutely necessary.
I don't even like to drive it. Is it possible to get the project write-up circulated so that we could?
Yeah, it's a lot of paper, but.
Okay.
I'll try to
I'll
pull,
just-
it's
yeah.
like 5 pages for every project.
Put it in ChatGPT and summarize this into 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, there's a description for all of them.
Okay.
I just don't know if the description
Yeah,
is good at helping you determine what
Sure.
exactly, because it has a couple titles.
Yeah. I just think if it's scored well and. it's
That
put
would
on
be
the
something.
list,
For you.
yeah, and we all submit it, get our partners, spouses, kids.
Friends.
Yeah, just like trying to get as many people.
Like 10 people from the vendor probably.
There we go. Let's get it done.
Can you show me where the pedestrian bridge is here?
So they have, of course, sidewalk internal to their subdivision, and then this common area, or it may be dedicated right away. But it would be from here across to Forest Oaks Lane. Now, Forest Oaks Lane does not have sidewalk, but it's also like
No
only
traffic.
serving the houses back here. It's
Yeah.
not like traveled road.
Yeah.
And then there is sidewalk now here. And people will jump over the creek. It's like kind of dangerous. And
Yeah,
with the tropical storm, it flooded.
Hmm. Yeah.
So no one would be jumping at
I'm
that.
not surprised people hop over the creek there instead of going all the way around, how much.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I've always, when I looked at Forest Oaks, I used to work out at that gym. I was like, why is there not pathway right through there?
Yeah.
But housing
Yeah.
development. Some things you look at, you're just like, I don't understand why.
You're like, that would cost nothing on the scale of budget to fix.
I think that's, if I could say there's a bigger weak point about Mebane cycling type infrastructure, it's like that a lot of stuff does not connect.
Mhm.
It just stops jumping forward.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
That's right.
It's connected.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And the proposal is not to extend the roadway.
It's just to build a.
Yeah, it's just a grid.
Cause
And
with
then-
Collington would be responsible for anything between like Collington Drive and to the bridge.
That's our public right of way.
Okay.
So
I doubt that people on Forest Oaks.
Yeah, factor in.
So this is a better option,
yeah,
especially if people are already walking through it.
Yeah, I mean, and especially too, especially like that area, so much. The connectivity, especially if someone's like, let's say they wanna walk the like. One of these two lanes, drive all the way around and just walk across,
Or ride a bike.
that's it.
and then there is multi-use path that it's partly been built out in Meadows and more to come in this area, but
It was such a letdown that they repainted Bowman. And they sort of half-ass patch parts of it. And there was one sizable hole where you could lose a tire from a smaller vehicle, and they just sort of filled it with gravel and then like painted over it.
Landlord style.
Painted over
Yeah,
gravel.
it's bad. And it had reformed itself within 2 weeks.
I mean, usually they do that if there's something else that's gonna happen, right? Like, or there's a ton of construction in the area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
but-
that
Right, yeah.
like Bowman is so behind schedule to be repaved and wide.
I do have, I've also been sent out, talk about it maybe at our next meeting. There is an interactive map that NCDOT publishes for resurfacing schedule,
Okay,
so Bowman has.
Yeah.
Been in my inbox from staff,
they're on the list.
but I think it's like 2027 or something. Just a.
Well, I mean, start, poking the bear now.
Mhm.
Bike lane on Bowman, bike lane on Bowman, bike lane on Bowman.
How much of Old Hillsborough Road, is there a portion of Old Hillsborough that's in it? Because I know that there are areas that are not officially city through there.
Yes, most of this area is outside the city limit,
Oh,
and then a portion. of
Is
this
it
area.
still considered ETJ?
Yeah,
yeah, okay, so we can still do stuff if we needed to.
well, it doesn't matter if it's in city limits or not, it's all maintained by NCDOT, so we have to get their permission.
More what I was thinking is back when I lived, this just came up as we've been talking about it. Back when I lived out there, there's lots of like unconnected sidewalk down that road. Where you just don't have sidewalk for a large portion of the time. I was wondering if that was because it was outside of city limits or if there was some other reason.
Now, I think that's probably because the developments are required to
Do it
UDO
themselves.
to make sections of sidewalk, but they don't necessarily have to connect it to anything.
And then we just never connected them. Yeah, okay. That would be good.
We do have, projects happening on Bowman, some you can see, some that have started doing work. So I think DOT is using that bit of an excuse, but they're not really doing some significant work, it's
Well, no,
currently
they-
here or there.
The housing density is increasing on them.
Yeah.
So they're gonna come to a crunch point or
Mhm.
they're gonna need to
Maybe
address
yeah,
it.
that's full.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll get this link sent out. With some information about the projects we've submitted, spot. Open items or new things.
So the other two places that I was thinking about, like the old curb cut out here,
Mhm.
one was on Lake Michael Connector, Lake Michael Greenway,
Mhm.
where it connects to, is that kayak port? To just shooting straight out into the court instead of having to go through that person's driveway and out their driveway to get onto the road. And the other one was at Stagecoach Corner. Behind Stagecoach Corner, there is like a spur of sidewalk
Mhm.
and it just sort of dead ends.
Yep.
But I thought if there was a cutout that took that sidewalk to that little loop road, forgotten the name of that road.
Yeah.
Well, that sidewalk will eventually continue.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
it will, okay,
We're talking about the same one. Sidewalk right here.
yes,
Yeah, so all of this will be developed
okay,
for an extension of Mill Creek.
I do remember you saying that. Okay, never mind.
So that'll be a more extensive multi-use path inside of it.
Okay.
And you'll have multi-use path cutting across here.
Mhm. All the way to Kate's Farm.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Coming up Stagecoach from Lebanon, where there's kind of the like chip gravel path
Yes,
on the side. Is that just to be developed? Kind of, are they,
Josh knows.
yeah,
I'm not sure about that.
that's your spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's not the surface very much. I mean,
Were they
it's,
waiting on a second?
but there's a curb
Yeah,
to the road too.
they're developing a bridge over the creek. Just the second stage. The second stage, Colorado. So that bridge is about halfway engineered. And I think what they're waiting for is, once it's engineered, they'll bring in a paver to do the road. So I'll finish the rest of the trail. They're also supposed to build a trail, as far as I understand, across the street along Lebanon to collect that.
Yeah.
Connect that like.
Okay.
I'm also waiting for that bridge, so I don't have to be on Lebanon to get to South Road.
Yeah, that'd be so nice to avoid that corner.
When it,
Yeah.
Well, my daughter and I started running down. And frustrated. The sidewalk just ends once you get to
Haven, so,
Havens.
Yeah.
So I like to go further.
yeah,
So.
yes. But yeah. Are there any topics that y'all want to cover in September? We had hoped that we might have public works or engineering here, and it's they coming off.
Yeah.
So we'll try again.
Okay.
One out of town and one couldn't make it, so
Okay,
see if they're available in
Yeah,
September.
that would be great.
I'll follow up again with DOT about enrichments.
Thank you.
Even if it's like video of them talking about it and watch it together if I can.
Yes.
Um,
And then we'll need to do some more on fest planning, just to, nail down maybe discuss just last push for activity challenge.
mhm.
It's always slow before it's not, so just continuing to push that.
how's the progress on Lake Mike?
Just overall
Like, is it on, back on schedule?
I think they pushed back substantial completion to December, second week of December, I believe. Then final completion by February. So not as late as I think a lot of people expect. There was some damage, obviously, but everything seems to be back on a pretty relative schedule for
So no,
completion.
we were on I was talking to Aaron before that project started about adding the trails to Lake Michael. Designing the trail for Lake Michael. He was like, just wait until the spillway project is done and then we can address that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody.
Turn over here.